Hello friends, welcome back. This is Kuldeep from QA Cubicle. So today we are going to learn about APM. So first we will try to understand like why APM is used extensively in market for the mobile automation. Second, we will see what is the internal architecture of the APM. And in the last, I will show you how the APM APIs works. Okay, so let's try to understand why APM. So the reason behind to use the APM is like it is an open source cross-platform mobile automation tool. It provides the supports for the Android as well as for the iOS devices. And with the help of the APM, we can test the native, hybrid, and web kind of applications. And it enables you to test your application on the real device emulators and simulators. And it supports all the languages that are supported by the Selenium. So as Selenium supports the Java, C Sharp, Python, so all these languages are supported by the APM as well. So now let's see what is the architecture of the APM. So guys, this is the internal architecture of the APM. So if I talk about the architecture, so it is basically a client server architecture, and APM server is the heart of this architecture. So majorly there are three components, wherein is the client machine, another is the APM server, and these are our devices. So actually on the client machine, we write our automation test scripts or the commands. So we write inside some editor. So say as like we are writing the command inside the Eclipse. Okay, and B provides the capabilities like on what kind of browser, what kind of device we want to do the automation. So this kind of script is written on the editor side, and this request is sent to the APM in the format of the JSON wire protocol. Okay, so as it works on the concept of the JSON wire protocol, and so it doesn't matter like in which language we are writing the code. So these requests are converted to the JSON wire protocol and sent to the APM. And at the APM server, what happens? So APM server basically interprets these requests, and based on the type of desired capability like type of OS, browser, and devices defined on the client side, APM select the device. So say like this request is for an Android device, so APM sends that request to the Android mobile, and if it is for the iOS, then it sends to the iOS device. And at the Android, there is an internal framework that is defined by the Android guys only. So it is the UI automated. So with the help of that, it takes care of the request, and the same goes with the iOS. So here is the XUIT test, and it take care of the request further. So let's consider an example. Say like on the client machine, I have written a code to launch some site, and so what I need to provide some sort of desired capabilities there. So I need to provide like on which browser I want to open the website, what is my device name. So such kind of details I need to provide on the client machine, and these requests are sent to APM server in the form of JSON wire protocol, and APM server decide if the which to which device basically it needs to direct the request, and APM server takes the decision accordingly. And once request is fulfilled, then actions is gets performed on these devices, and APM on the APM side we get the response as well, APM server side. And in case if there are any failures, so we see the results in the form of exception on the client machine. So for an example, I would like to show you like I have written this code. So I am providing the desired capability. Say like this is my device name, this is my browser. So such kind of desired capability I need to pass from my client machine. Okay, so now we will see like how the things works practically, like how the APIs works behind the scene. So guys, this is the documentation for the APM, and they have provided a very neat and clean documentation for the APIs. So they have defined a lot of APIs here. So you can see like they have provide couple of lot of APIs like create sessions, delete, go back, screenshot, source. So I will show you like how we can execute those APIs with the help of Postman and see the response on the APM server side. So first I will open my APM. Okay, and after that I will go to my Android Studio and I will launch one device here, and we will use this document to see like what kind of API request is this, and we will pass the body parameter, and we will see further like how the things work. Okay, so my APM server is up and running. Now I will open my one device here. Okay, I will go to the ABD manager, and this is my device. I'll launch it. Okay. Okay, so this device is getting launched. Meanwhile, I will go to this APM server API space. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let's start with the status API. Okay, so if we go to the documentation, then we will see like it is sort of get request. Okay, and we don't need to provide any parameters here. Okay, and in the response you can show like it will return us the build number and the build revision. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, let me start it again. Okay, so device is starting here. Okay, so guys, I have uh, created a get request here. Okay, and what you need to provide here, you need to provide this address. So basically 127.0.0.1, it is the IP of our local machine, and after that you need to provide the port number. Okay, and my device is ready here. So what I will do, and as it is a get request, so we don't need to go and provide any parameters. Okay, so body is simply empty. Okay, so I have not provided anything in the body here. Okay, now I will hit the send button. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I have just hit the send button and right. Okay, you can see like we have get the response code 200 here. Okay, and same details you can see here. Right, it is showing the version, and as there is no session ID created, so that's why it is showing us the null. Okay, and you can see the version detail here. So this is the same which you can see here. Okay, now let's move to some other API. Okay, so let's try to create one session here. Okay. Okay, so this is the API for the session creation, and what we need to do here. Okay, so basically it is a post request that as we need to create one session. Okay, so and after that we can see like there have a lot of parameters here, desired capabilities, required capabilities, but I think that these all are not required. Okay, and what I have done here, I have created a request to create the new session. So you can see like the parameter is like post and session. So I have given it post, keep it the request as post, and I have created I have taken this as the end URL. Okay, so I have given here the session, and now I go to the body, and in the body what I have given here, I have provided the desired capability, and what is my browser name, what is my platform and device name. Okay, and I have kept this as the JSON. Okay, and I will see like what is my device name here. Okay, so it is KK2, and let me check that it is working properly or not. So I will just type the ADB devices. Okay, okay, so like it is showing successfully, it is working. So what I will check here, I will just make it KK2. Okay guys, so if my session gets created successfully, then I will able to see the response on APM server logs, as well as one Chrome browser session should be created on my mobile device. Okay, so let's try. So as it is post request, I will just simply click on the send button. Okay, now let's see what happens. Okay, okay, so you can see like session is getting opened here. Okay, Okay, and it is closed. Okay, I think it will open again. Okay, like yeah, it is opened here, and we will able to see the response code 200 for this request as well. Okay, right, you can see here like post WD have session 200, and you can get the response on the our Postman side as well. So like you can see like what is my browser name, what is my platform, what is the device name, and along with that you can see the Chrome package, what is the emulator name, and there are a lot of other details. Okay, who's the device manufacturer, so such kind of details we can see here. Okay, so you can say one session is created and we got the response on the APM server as well, and the same response we got on our uh, Postman console. Okay, now let's try to hit some other APIs. Okay guys, so the next API, we have done the get post, and now we try to end session. Okay, for the end session what we need to do, we need to use the delete API, and we need to provide the session ID. Okay, and there is no JSON body, and there is okay, the response will be null. Okay, let's try this out. So what we need to pick up here, we need to pick the session ID from this response. Okay, that is the session ID which we have created in our last API, and we need to provide this this session ID to here. Okay, so I will just provide it here. Okay, and what I really should open, okay, so I think okay, so okay, looks like the session has been closed due to timeout. Okay, so let's try again. Let's create one another session. Okay, and we will delete that session. Okay, so you can say the session is created. Now I will quickly get this session ID, and I will delete this session. Okay, so let me quickly pick this up. Okay, okay, you can say session is still there, and now I will go to delete session, and I will okay, and I will just hit on this. It is delete IP and delete API, and I will just click on the send. Okay, so yeah, right, you can see like delete, and we got the successful response 200 here, and the as you can see like the response was null, so you can see the null here, and my session is also deleted from my mobile device. Okay guys, so that's it for today's video. Hope you liked it. uh, Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends as well. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks a lot.